Hey, what's up, guys? So, this is going to be a tough one. I think what I want to do is just start off and show you guys the bracket that I'm in. And these are all the guys I'm going against. I'm sure you've seen all these names. Jex is back in the top 100. Zero, he's always in and out the top 100. He's probably always top 200. El Pempe beat me up pretty badly the first time we matched. Mysticaz is who I'm going against, so that's going to be a tough match. Wolf, I've seen him. I don't think I matched with him. I've gone against Ninja before, and I've seen Blood 9 a few times. So this is a tough lineup. I am barely in M3. And so I realize that I don't get demoted to 1980. So going 03 would be really bad. So that's what I want to avoid. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to go 3-0 anymore. Not where I'm just learning how to battle in the top 100. So the goal is go 2-1. I think a 1-2 is not terrible. So if that happens, I have a chance to recover a bit. I would probably drop out of the top 100, but I will stay in M3 if I went 1-2. So we'll see how that goes as well. Currently, I'm ranked 81. And you can get an idea of the guys that are kind of around me. This is what I'm running on defense. I meant to pull Dorm because I'm thinking of using him on offense, even more so now because I was trying to find a way to use the Undying, and I think just having the revive on especially Hela could make them useful. I don't know that they will be, but it could be possible. And pretty much everything's the same except now I'm trying Strange in room 5. And as you can see, I have 3 healers. They're all P3, so hopefully that healing kind of drags the fight out. So we'll see how that goes. This is what my opponent has on defense. And this is going to be pretty tough. I believe it was I think that's how you pronounce his name. He did on room 6 a counter that worked, so I'm going to try that. So just want to give him credit for that. But it's going to be a 3-piece Illuminati, Apoc, and Old Man Logan. So I'm breaking up a lot to have that counter, but I don't think that I can one-shot it any other way, and I don't know really how to sack this, so I got to try to go all in on that. Soup 6 Vulture on 5. I'm a little bit concerned with how I go into this room 4. My new warriors may be able to take it, because I think the bigger problem is the Oath being diamonds. I think if I can control the Oath more so than the Nimrod, I can new warriors this. I don't know that I can because it's a pretty big punch up, and his Sentinel is small, so the spread on this one will probably still go on that cluster on the right, because I think that's what the problem will be. The thing is if I have a chance to permakill, it may have to be, if possible, if I can do it, it may have to be the Nimrod. If not, it would definitely be the Oath, because she's a problem. And because normally I would think it'd be the Scientist Supreme, but I don't think so in this case. And so room 3 is a huge challenge. And I would love to just do the mirror and do Night Stalkers there. The question is, would the Spider Society Odin work? And so I may try that, because then I could just Night Stalkers 2, and then I could go with the Cabal on 1. So there's some discussion I'm going to try to run in the Updogs chat if it's not too late. I am going back to work tomorrow. And so I don't know if a lot of you guys know, I had an accident months ago back in March. I had to get an ostomy done. And so 8 months later, I was able to get the reversal. So I'm just out of the hospital. Well, not just, I was out Friday evening. And so I'm feeling strong enough to go to work, talk to the principal today. We're friends. He's actually the primary on my contact list. And he's like, just come in late, do whatever you need to do if you need a day off. But I feel like I can go in, so we're gonna try to do that. I just have to take it slow and take it easy, because not to rip anything up on the inside or the outside of myself and then be right back in surgery like instantly. So we'll try. That's the game plan for the moment, and then I'll chat with guys to see if there's another way to maybe beat room 4, because if there is, then I could try the I guess the juicy counter that Dorky did, where you do the Bifrost with the Death Pool and Odin, and that may work because that's still a huge punch up. That may work. I don't know, because as you can see, this guy has 3 diamonds on everything, and that I think is more so the problem than anything. But we'll just give it a shot and see how it goes, guys. So what you guys are going to see in this particular trial is a lot of experimenting. I saw this count on the counter sheet. I said, hey, this is cool. I watched it. It played well, but it was a replay, so you can't see the attacks, which I get that because sometimes I have to do mine as a replay. And it's really hard to tell some of the moves that take place, which is of key importance, because you'll see I actually tried this counter twice, and it appears to have some RNG. It appears to be positioning order is important, because I'll try a different order the second time I try this. And it's very important because I think when I went into this first time, I just assumed going to Odin. I don't remember if that's what he did. And so maybe you don't go right into Odin. Maybe you go into Shuri. And I thought that too. And you'll see on a couple of these how I try it out and how it plays out. And if you watch, I think it's Olathanka, something like that. Alt Anaka, maybe. And his counter goes very smoothly. This is in room 6. It works. But for me, it did not. And I don't think it's definitely something I missed. So I'm going to have to study that video. Maybe even record it and slow it down to see how it works. What you'll see here is probably how to not do it, because I think his Odin still gets his special, but for some reason I'm not able to kill him. And so I don't know what happens to where he ends up damaging my team so severely that I can't get him, with that little bit of health he has, get him to where he dies. And I don't think it's that the team he went against is much smaller. It could be. And maybe that plays a part. But as you see here, this thing just falls apart quickly. It has a real good chance. It's a burst. So you have to get it done in that burst attack. And even if you kill Odin, I don't think it's an easy cleanup, but you have a chance to probably clean it up. I think from here, I don't have anything I could really go in with without sacrificing another room. And so I was like, well, we'll just come back. We'll try it again, because I want to see how this counter can work, or if it's something that can be used when you see it in room 4, if it's something that's RNG, or is this, on my part, just a misplay, and this could be a very reliable counter. And so you see I'm going in and I'm like, okay, let's change this up a little bit in how we had the positioning order. And that's the order that he actually had on the first one. And you can see here I plays differently because they're really hitting this old man Logan pretty hard. And that's a key difference in how it goes, because we know in room 6, old man Logan's not going to heal up. And that's pretty crucial. So I'm sitting here trying to decide on, do I hit the Shuri or do I hit do I hit Odin? So I go back into that routine, and I think this one actually plays out worse than the first one. And so I think that positioning, if it is not RNG, that positioning would mean that the attacks from his team to my team would take the same sequence. And then we just have to figure out how the Shuri's basic is best used. And I don't know if that's on Shuri or if that's on Odin. And so my thought is probably a Shuri or maybe even another character. We'll see. Like I said, I'll study this video. If you guys take a look, study it. I think this counter has potential, but clearly not this positioning order, because it's too early in the battle to have old man Logan this fragile to where you're going to lose him. And as you see here, without old man Logan, you really don't have a chance. This is very dependent on him. And oddly enough, because he's going against Illuminati. Now, maybe there's another tune that can put the kind of damage in that we would need. Okay, so he does revive. And then that way we would have a chance to really get it done. But I'm thinking because of how smoothly it goes in the example that worked that's on the counter sheet, Old Man Logan probably is a good pick, and it's just something that has to be mastered with skill. And so here, this was a huge punch up. I had gone in, and I guess because I canceled and we were doing it in a stream on Updog, you can't see it, but I went in with the Odin and Superior 6, and this is a 3-diamond team, all 3 purple ISOs on them, and it just lost. So once the Night Stalkers get really big, it's going to be questionable on how we go into this. And so I wanted to just kind of see if a one-shot was possible. I think I do it again with Spider Side just so you guys can see. So it was for the video, and I wanted to try it here, and you can see how my team is just getting wiped out, and I don't have a small team. And so I'm like, well, let's quit. And I said, well, maybe Odin can go, and he's just like, no, he's not gonna go. And so it's like, because I do want to try it again just so you guys can see. And so the debate here is, do you take out New War or the Spider-Gwen? I think you do take out New War because for the raid room, Spider-Gwen just has so much more she's given to them in their passive. Now, I do think this is the better team to use than just going in with the Night Stalker's mirror with Odin when you're punching up this big. The question is, how do you play it exactly? And I think you want to go in with the ult, but maybe you don't. So it's some things to think about when you're looking at this. Because I went in with the Pav ult, and then here I go in with the Peter Special, and then I go in with the Penny ult. And maybe some of those moves don't take place. Maybe it's something going on. Maybe the positioning needs to be a little bit different. Maybe Odin needs to be on the far corner. Because there has to be a way to get Odin to go to where he can have a chance to beat the team. I don't know that. I really feel like if Odin gets going, then you can win this. Even though it's a huge punch up for my Spider Society. My Spider Society is maxed out. I do have, I think, purple 3 on all the ones here, and so you would think that it would have a chance. But as you can see, the Night Stalkers and Mephisto have not really taken much damage. So for this to work, the Odin would have to go. And you can see here I'm about to lose Odin. So it's just really, it could be RNG because how he's getting hit. I just don't think so because Agatha will ping. And so now I'm just going in. I said, well, let's just finish out the attacks. Let's just make sure this is very clean, efficient as it used to be. And you'll see that Cabal, Ultimates, Kang, they just walk right through this pretty quickly. Perhaps another counter can work when you're stretched. But I would just say, just be safe and use this because you'll have the efficiency points. So you still have to try to get efficiency even in a turtling season. And this will be the room you get it on or the team against. And so I did save Night Stalkers. We know they beat this team here. It's like, well, we just go in so you guys can have the video here, the footage, just so you can, if you've never seen this, you'll be able to see it. And so you can see the power of the Night Stalkers against the Annihilators. It's the full Annihilators. It's with the Ultimates going right in on the Man Thing. My Man Thing is 7/7. Perhaps he would die smaller as a 3 or 4, but I don't think it would matter because the rest of your team punches up so well. And most of us have strong Agathas and Moon Knights. You see here that Agatha and Moon Knight can really just wipe this team out, whereas the outcome is not in doubt. So even a punch up, I think you'll be fine as the way this is going with getting the diamonds on Annihilators now. And so I just wanted to try out this Undying team. Perhaps I could have beat this room with something else. And actually, as it turns out, this could have been a deciding factor to get a win. But I was in experimentation mode. I said, well, we'll just try them. And my thought was because maybe once they get going, they have the revives. But the zombie Juggernaut doesn't get enough charges. It has to have 5 so he can revive. And they just drill in on him so hard and for so long, he doesn't have a chance to. My thought was the Scarlet Witch will pull another zombie Juggernaut and maybe that would still give the Odin a chance to go. And she does. But the thing is the team is just so slow that they don't have a chance to really get Odin to go the way you need him to. And so when he goes here, it's just a little bit too late. My opponent's Odin is really just digging in. And so the only thing I can do is just kind of see how it plays, whether I let this attack stand or I just go ahead and cancel out. And so as you'll see, because my Odin is not really retaliating, he's not really putting the hits in, I can't do a spread that's of any value. So it's just trying to get the damage. It's like, this is not going to be a good team to use in this room against the Illuminati. Now, maybe against another team, maybe even this room, it could work. But for the moment, I haven't found a use for them other than maybe being a sack team, which I will try in the next trial because I'm going to do more sacks. I think the thing I was looking at here is the idea of trying to get one shots is kind of over. I have a strong room 6. I'm just going to have to hope it holds or makes for some problems and just start planning out some sacks. 1 sack here, 2 sacks there, and try to get the win that way because where I'm at, I think the idea of trying to one-shot everything can be problematic and it can lead to a worse loss. And so now we're just going in with regular Superior 6 onto the Extreme Rogue with Absorber Man. I think the thing that helped on this guy's positioning is that he had the Nightcrawler away from the Absorber Man. I'm doing the same. But as you'll see, it does not make a huge difference. Superior 6 is just a much faster team, and they're able just to put in the damage and the control so that you can still get the win. I think this positioning allows him a chance to be more efficient than if you have the Nightcrawler next to the Absorber Man. But I don't think that it's in doubt. And I think even if your team is punching up very big, you may lose somebody, maybe a Slayer, maybe a Doc Ock. But at the end of the day, you're going to win with your Superior 6 onto this Extreme Rogue Absorber Man. And so the idea here, I should have just not put in the Odin because what I really want to do is just see what I could use as a cleanup here. But as you'll see it play out, you don't need Odin. Odin didn't do a whole lot. And I think what I was trying to learn from this is if you do a new Warriors and they're not able to beat it in a one-shot, I think you have a better chance if you know you're going to lose it to go ahead and take out the Sentinel. I think the Sentinel is a big problem coming back into this because he'll be pulling a lot of bots. And so if you perma-kill him, you can still try to do what you can for damage in the original match, and you can try to exhaust some abilities to make sure when you come back in that they're easy to beat. Spider Society will probably have no problem with this without an Odin. Odin's pings are doing a lot of damage, but I think you can see how it would work without Odin. And then on top of that, we need to try to see if you do have to use a Spider Society on a room 3, would you be able to beat this with something else and you don't have Odin? And I think you probably can.